Wicked reimagines The Wizard of Oz from the perspective of Elphaba, played by Cynthia Erivo, and Glinda, played by Ariana Grande. At the beginning of the movie, Elphaba is born with green skin and unusual magical powers, which make her father fear her and cause others to mock her. Years later, she's sent to Shiz University, the most prestigious school in Oz for the wealthy and privileged, but only to serve as a caretaker for her younger sister Nessarose, who uses a wheelchair. Elphaba is not meant to study there, but when she accidentally displays her raw magical talent, Madame Morrible, the school's scheming headmistress played by Michelle Yeoh, takes notice and insists Elphaba be trained. At Shiz, Elphaba is assigned to room with Glinda, a charming, popular girl seemingly loved by everyone. Elphaba is serious and gifted, but hardened by a life of exclusion, while Glinda is privileged, frivolous, and obsessed with appearances. Click the like button if you enjoyed this video, it really helps with the algorithm, thanks. Their rivalry sharpens when Fiyero, a carefree prince played by Jonathan Bailey, arrives on campus. Glinda flirts openly with him, while Elphaba initially dismisses him as a superficial man. Despite their rivalry, an unexpected friendship begins to grow between Elphaba and Glinda. Elphaba admires Glinda's confidence, while Glinda discovers that Elphaba has a strong sense of justice and a good heart. This is clearest in how Elphaba reacts to the growing repression of animals in Oz. Intelligent creatures like their professor, Dr. Dillamond, are losing their right to speak and live freely. When a young lion cub is brought to class, caged and silenced as part of a cruel experiment to strip animals of their voices, Elphaba's outrage triggers her magic, enabling her and Fiyero to free the cub. In that moment, Elphaba realizes Fiyero is more than the carefree flirt she once dismissed. In parallel to this, Elphaba's sister, Nessarose, played by Marisa Bodie, develops feelings for Buck, a kind-hearted Munchkin student played by Ethan Slater. Buck actually adores Glinda and even hopes to take her to the Ozdust ballroom dance, but Glinda has her eyes on Fiyero. To free herself up, she insists that Buck invite Nessarose instead, and eager to please Glinda, he does. What starts as a small deception lays the ground for Nessarose and Buck's complicated relationship, which will become crucial in part 2. Elphaba's magical talent is undeniable to Madame Morrible, who promises her a private audience with the Wizard of Oz himself, played by Jeff Goldblum. In this world, the wizard is the supreme leader of Oz, a figure seen as all-powerful and benevolent by the people. For Elphaba, meeting him is a dream. She believes she can join him in fighting injustice. Before leaving for the Emerald City, Elphaba invites Glinda to join her. At first, Glinda seems unsure, but at the last moment, she hops onto the train and the two set out together as friends. When Elphaba finally meets the wizard, she hopes he'll be appalled to learn about the mistreatment of magical creatures in Oz and help her protect them. What Elphaba does not know is that the wizard has been tied to her from the start. At the beginning of the movie, a man slips her mother a green potion before she's born. The film keeps his face hidden, but we recognize the singing voice. It's the wizard, played by Jeff Goldblum. But the truth is that the wizard is a fraud. He has no real magic of his own and rules instead through propaganda, fear, and manipulation. Together with Madame Morrible, he conspires to silence dissent and strip animals of their voices. This becomes clear when he pressures Elphaba to read from the Grimoire, a powerful and mysterious spellbook that only she can understand. The spell he gives her transforms his monkey servants into winged creatures, creating a new army of flying spies who can travel across Oz and tighten his control over the land. Realizing she's been used, Elphaba turns against the wizard, putting them on a collision course. To protect himself, the wizard declares Elphaba dangerous, and his regime begins twisting the narrative that will brand her forever as the Wicked Witch of the West. We've already seen the power of that propaganda in the film's opening sequence, set in the future, where the citizens of Oz rejoice at news of the Wicked Witch's death. By the end of the movie, Elphaba and Glinda arrive at a fork in the road. Glinda, dazzled by the promise of status and influence in the Emerald City, chooses to remain in the wizard's orbit. Elphaba, branded a threat and unable to compromise her principles, is forced into exile. The two friends now stand on opposite sides of Oz's political divide.